If you are on the internet in any sense, you are since you are here, you know as well as I do that everything around you is a review. Movie review, game review, music, even products are being reviewed everywhere. Everyone is a critic, as they say. I'm not immune to that. I've been making opinion pieces for a while now. Less so on YouTube Shorts, but still they're out there. Whether the reason for reviews are for publicity, sponsorship, or someone wanting to voice their opinion on something, I figure that there's something great about tuning a lot of those out. For example, I have a lot of video games and movies. When I am deciding what to see or play next, I could go based off of the covers or the descriptions or even just the titles, but if I want any sort of further information about it, I immediately get bombarded by 1,000 different reviews. 5 stars, best movie of the year. 1 star, if 0 was an option, I would have picked it. All that information immediately goes into my decision. Why would I want to watch this 2-star movie while I could watch this 10 out of 10 masterpiece? Why listen to my Discover Weekly when I can look up the top 100? If everyone likes it, I sure will too. Wrong. I can't tell you how many times I've been wrongly swayed by other people's opinions, whether that's someone I know or just by looking at the general rating of something. Everyone's tastes are just ever slightly off that you can't fully expect to enjoy something the same as someone else. There's obviously exceptions to that rule, but keep in mind it's opinion, not fact. One of the things I've personally done for my own journey of self-interest is keeping things pretty light. If I get an inkling of a feeling about something, I take a mental note and then move on. If I feel like whatever it is deserved more of my attention, then I look up what others thought about it. But I try not to base my own opinions out the gate with other people in mind. You know how film bros will say, "Oh my god dude, Pulp Fiction is like so deep," or something like that? Even though they probably have seen more movies than me and may look more at the technical aspects of the movie or screenplay, I shouldn't just assume they are right. One of my personal favorite movies is Toy Story, and that's mostly as it was one of my most watched movies as a kid. I remember clearly sitting in my basement with an old CRT with the VHS player built in, turning on Toy Story for the millionth time because watching Sid slam his hand against a crane game was so funny to me. But even beyond that, the music is really good, the main characters all have good chemistry, the pacing is superb. I don't know, sue me, I'm reviewing Toy Story while telling you not to listen to reviews. If you haven't seen Toy Story, don't let me sway you one way or another. You may find that it's dated, as it's one of the first computer animated projects ever. You could find Andy creepy looking or something. You just might not watch it the same way I do, because, well, you're not me. So don't let others be you and make decisions for you without being yourself first. Now, this is why I made this video, and probably why you are here. I mean, it's in the thumbnail. Hollow Knight is one of the most revered indie games of all time. It's on everyone's top 10 list, and there's an insane amount of hype around it. The sequel's coming out, or is already out by the time of me writing this. If you play games, even casually, you've probably heard of this one. I had not played this game before. Since its release, I've heard all sorts of amazing things left and right. I don't know what exactly compelled me not to play it, as everyone was begging me to play, but it was something I found kind of funny. At some point this year, after the many great things that were still being said, I finally told myself, what the heck, might as well finally see what the fuss is all about. And so I booted it up, grabbed a nice drink, hopped into a call with some friends, and it started off pretty smoothly. I was going through the tutorial and it seemed like how people described it. Metroidvania in a dark, kind of gothic setting, well, with bugs. You're the weak guy where everything can wreck you and send you back where you came from, you have a little nail as a weapon, and you are the underdog trying to face the rising odds. The music is delightfully curated and really plays into the world around you. It's a game that you get lost in. No, I mean you don't know where you're going. And some people may find all that so far really appealing. But to someone like me, there's a few things early on that got under my skin. So from what I said so far, it can be boiled down to, this game is really hard, you have to check everything 10 times, and you'll backtrack to each spot 10 more times since you have a new item. For me, I like feeling pretty in control in a game. That doesn't always mean I like easy games, but I don't really care for Souls-like games. Being dead in 2 hits and being sent back 10 minutes worth of progress to just try again with the same result really isn't my cup of tea. And well, this game has a lot of that. Whether the bosses themselves wreck me or the random spikes littered throughout, or even worse, just the random bug I haven't seen before absolutely wombo comboing me. The growing frustration I was experiencing definitely was affecting my mood, and the friends that were in the call with me definitely started to notice and grow concerned. There were a few times where I was told I could quit if I wanted to and play something else. I of course said no and carried on with my frustration, but there was a point where I ended up getting wrecked and had to quit. We ended up playing a different game, and I felt this relief from all the pain. It's Piccolo!
Oh! Piccolo! Oh my god.
Cut forward a few days without touching the game, and I decided to go back again, this time solo. While the game had stayed the same, my patience was a little better since I didn't have to entertain. But that didn't last forever, as I was now getting lost for 30 minutes at a time and running around the same areas to check if I forgot something. Well, it was a very tedious experience. I don't think minigames really ask for your patience the way this one does, and the whole time I thought about quitting for real. So, is there anything I like about Hollow Knight, or is it all just suffering? Yeah, I mean, the characters are all pretty cool. I've enjoyed some of the fights where I can get back up and win without much struggle. The music is delightful, as I've said. The animation is crisp and fluid. Some of the movement, like wall jumping and pogo sticking, can be pretty cool. I mean, technically speaking, it's a beautiful game. It really gets its tone and mood right, but unfortunately a lot of those things get thrown out the window with the thought, I'm not having fun with this. So where does that leave me now? Well, I think I will still probably go to finish the game, as I have made that goal in mind. I may not really enjoy the difficulty, but once it's done I can say that I beat it and actually have something to say about it instead of just assuming what everyone else says is true. And I think that gives it some other value. I may have been under a completely different impression than what I ended up getting, but now I do have my own opinion on it. I doubt I'll be playing the sequel at this point, unless they made it a bit easier and straightforward, but I think most diehard fans really liked the parts that I didn't end up enjoying. Which means those are the things that will for sure be in the next one. Which is okay. I realize that I can sit this one out and let everyone else enjoy it the way they like. I'll be playing Kirby Air Riders anyway when that releases in a few months, and I'll probably enjoy it to the same extent as people playing Silksong. So, what was the point of this video other than to express my frustrations with Hollow Knight? Well, the point is, if you want to try something, anything, go in blind. I promise having an open mind about whatever's you're doing will probably enhance that experience. I mean, maybe not hotels, but, you know, most media, go blind. Overanalyzing everything about an experience or product or whatever will end up not being a very real way to experience it. With every single turn you'll be seeing what everyone else has already said about it. Every little thought you think would match with, oh yeah, that one review is right. Those eggs at breakfast could have been more salty, but you wouldn't have gotten the eggs normally. I think reviews are cool to engage with after you've already experienced it. For movies, it's almost like seeing something on opening night versus watching it years later after all the buzz is gone. Are there going to be things that you try and don't like? Yes, of course, but it'll be unique enough to you that it doesn't matter what the Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic rating said. You can always log your opinion after you were done and then see how other people matched, or didn't match with you. And honestly, finding things that you don't like can be kinda nice too. Not the same as finding something you adore, but it gives you a better perspective on things that you actually like and why that is. Maybe there's an actor or artist you really enjoy, but all of a sudden one of their projects bores you. You may have been told this through a review ahead of time, but there's much higher meaning when you figure it out for yourself naturally. On a final note here, here's one last review for the road as an example. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters without knowing too much, and it was pretty fun. A lot of the people there had seen it several times and knew all the words to the movie. It reminded me a lot with how I am with my favorite movies. The little kid watching Toy Story on the CRT is still in there somewhere, and seeing others feel that way without the need for review analysis is a pretty nice feeling overall. If I would have soaked my eyeballs into all the details of the movie before seeing it in theaters, I might have been dying to watch the movie itself without all that external stimuli. But honestly, in the same way as opening weekend Avengers Endgame felt, this one had a nice spark to it too. Maybe not in the same hype sort of way, but in maybe a more nostalgic experience that you don't really find in theaters anymore with streaming at home being so popular. Regardless, I think it can do people a lot more good by just enjoying things because they want to, rather than looking things down head to toe for its accolades. Not everything you do needs to be nominated for awards. Life isn't perfect and it's unique for everyone with varying tastes. You just need to find the ways to spend it best for you. Because at the end of the day, time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. Thanks for watching. I had been meaning to post another main video here for most of the year, but nothing I wrote really stuck the way this one did. If you enjoyed and got this far, I would really appreciate a subscription. It takes a lot of effort to put this thing together, and self-motivation can be pretty rough at times. Anyways, thank you for checking out this video.